We got this from the New York Post. Trump doubles down on calling Governor Tim Walz retarded. There's something wrong with him. Do they actually have the audio in this video right here?
You mentioned Tim Walz, and you called him what many Americans do find an offensive word, retarded. Do you stand by that claim of calling Tim Walz retarded?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with it. You have a problem with it? You know what? I think there's something wrong with it. Anybody that would do what he did, anybody that would allow those people into the state and pay billions of dollars out to Somalia. We give billions of dollars to Somalia. It's not even a country because it doesn't function like a country. It's got a name, but it doesn't function like a country. Yeah.
President Trump has defended calling Democratic Minnesota Governor Tim Walz seriously retarded. You know, I'm really offended by people who get offended by the word retarded, because retarded is the politically correct term. It is. Mm-hmm. People used to say invalid. Back in the day, if somebody was let's just call it developmentally disabled, right? We got it's a George Carlin routine. You got to make it more verbose. When it used to be somebody was going like, you'd say that person's an invalid. And they said, that's offensive. You can't call them an invalid. And they said, well, they are retarded. And literally meant they are slowed. Their development is stunted. That was politically correct. You give it a couple generations, and then liberals now are pretending like that's offensive. I love George Carlin's bit on this. He's like, we used to call it shell shock. Shell shock. Now it's post-traumatic stress disorder. Just, we have to, in order to be politically correct, we have to create this verbose nonsense. Okay? Tim Walz is a retard. Okay? That's it. It's a colloquial use of the term. I don't literally, well, actually, I was going to say I don't literally think he's brain damaged, but to be fair, it's not a fair statement for me to say. I think he actually might be. I'm not kidding. But I'm being serious. I think
it does run in his family.
I think he might actually have something wrong with him. And that's where I agree with Trump, where the initial reaction is, how dare you say something so offensive? And Trump says, no, there's something wrong with him. And you know, when I think about it, I'm like, I do think there's something wrong with Tim Walz. We've got Venice.ai. You know, in times like this, you need an AI system you can trust not to censor what you're looking for. And Venice AI is not going to censor nor store your private details. While many of these other AI platforms, they're going to give you political answers or use Reddit, I kid you not, as their source material. Sam Altman said ChatGPT will get to know your every life. ChatGPT is the former director of the NSA sitting on their board right now. Edward Snowden called this a willful, calculated betrayal of the rights of every person on Earth. I'm not going to name the device, but it's owned by Amazon. It listens to us. It recommends products based on our conversations. Meta retargets us based on our browsing and engagement history. Why do we assume AI is going to be any different? Venice utilizes leading open source AI models to deliver text, code, and image generation to your web browser. No downloads, no installations or anything. It's just Venice.ai. Private and permissionless. They don't spy on you or censor the AI. Messages are encrypted and your conversation history is stored only in your browser. AI can be extremely valuable, but we shouldn't need to give up our privacy to use it. So I recommend Venice Pro Plan. The Pro Plan unlocks the full platform and features including PDF uploads, summaries, or insights, the ability to turn off safe mode for unhindered image generation, the ability to change how Venice interacts with you by modifying the system prompt, limitless text, and high image limits. So check out Venice.ai/Tim. You can get 20% off the Pro Plan. And I will stress this. I know a lot of people, when you hear that it's unfiltered, uncensored images, they think naughty things. We're not talking about that even. We're talking about perhaps you want to make an image of a politician, or not even a crazy one. Just maybe you want to make a picture of Donald Trump riding a bicycle. Many of these AIs won't let you do it. They outright censor that, saying no. So check out Venice.ai/Tim. Like the weird taco thing. I just eat tacos with what do you say, to like salt and pepper or something?
I don't know.
The biggest reason
he was like, I eat white guy tacos. And Kamala was like, what's that? Like tuna? And he's like, just ground beef. It's like, okay, there's something wrong with this guy.
Well, the biggest reason why he's a retard is because he's allowing the Somalis to get away with scamming the state of Minnesota. That's originally what the president called him a retard on.
I get it, but Trump's wrong about that.
Oh.
I do not immediately call someone who does evil a retard. I call people who do stupid things retarded. Tim Walz allowing the extraction of his own state is intentional evil. See, when I say I think the guy is developmentally disabled, it's because of the way he talks, like he is. But I'm not going to give the benefit of the doubt, because I'll put it like this. If like, you know what? I'm going to give a shout to Family Guy, because they did a great bit about this, where Peter Griffin gets diagnosed as being mentally retarded. So then he goes into a women's bathroom, and then he opens the stall door, and the woman screams and goes, "I'm retarded." And she goes, "Oh, you're just curious." Like, all offense is forgiven because you just don't know better.
Right.
The idea that we would just absolve someone of their intention because we think their brain is not working properly, I do not give that benefit to these people who are extracting our country.
Look at the contrast between Governor Newsom, right? I don't think he's retarded. He's evil and he's very smart.
Yep.
This guy's retarded.
It's funny, the original context, just so we have it here, was in a Truth Social post, the president said, Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone. The seriously retarded governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, does nothing either through fear, incompetence, or both. And of course, while the worst Congresswoman Ilhan Omar in our country, always wrapped in her swaddling hijab and who probably came in the USA illegally and that you are not allowed to marry your brother, does nothing but hatefully complain about our country. So that was that context on it.
Should we denaturalize and deport
Yes.
Ilhan Omar? Especially if the
Yes.
allegations that she committed visa fraud by illegally marrying her brother, then definitely it seems like there's grounds to denaturalize and deport.
Whatever reason we can present, if someone has been found to break the law in some fashion, denaturalize, deport. Particularly people that hate America, hate the country. If she considers herself a representative of Somalia in the Congress, then she shouldn't be in Congress. That's a simple statement, in my opinion. It's easy to come to that conclusion. So
it's fascinating how the president did retard was already normalized prior to this, but now it is officially normalized. Retard is no longer unkosher. A retard is now allowed.
Finally.
And we'll see how far he's willing to push the Overton window, this president.
There's always going to be people that are going to make us think about it. You go on X, and there's constantly people saying, I can't believe that people say the R word, and et cetera, et cetera. There's always going to be people that are going to be trying to
No, I mean,
police
there's
the speech
only one truly unkosher word. I mean, we had Tucker Carlson dropping the F-bombs.
Which one is it, Elaad?
It's the one unkosher word.
Which one is it?
It's the one unkosher one.
Can you say it?
No, it's because I can't.
Okay.
K for P. But everything else is on the table.
But the point that I'm making is there's always going to be people that are going to try to police the language that they don't like. And it's always been that way. When it was, swear words bad 20, 30 years ago, like the Carlin bit, there's always going to be people that say this is outside of the realm of acceptable discourse. So it's not a surprise, but I think that the more people ignore that, and you can listen to like Nick Fuentes. He says the word in particular that you're referring to all the time. And he does it in a way that isn't intended to be offensive to people. He's not calling, he's not insulting people when he says it. But the point is, and Gen Z, they speak like that all the time. You go to the inner city and you see Asian people saying, you're talking about the N word. You see Asian people dropping it all the time. It's not that it's actually prevented by anyone from saying it. It's just that it's becoming less and less taboo.
No, by roving aggressive black men, you can't say it around them, or they'll give you the one too.
Well, I mean,
allegedly.
Well, you're not
the word
around,
retard.
You're not around.
Yeah, you're not allowed to call them retarded.
You're not around roving aggressive black men right now, and you won't say it. But the point that I'm making is like these taboos are changing all the time. And there's always a struggle over it. There's people, like I said, there are people that say you can't say the R word, you can't say retard. And currently you're saying that you won't say the N word. Like that's something that you won't. But there are like Gen Z, they don't care. So
it's different for me and different for the president. The president says there are two N words and you can't use either, but he'll drop the retard and I bet he'll say faggot too.
So the issue is for young people, it's the granular culturalism that's happening. When you're mentioning that young people have no problem using certain words or slurs or whatever, I don't think that it's generational. I think it's cultural. I think that we are seeing the digitization. I guess we had an analog culture that meant it was a bell curve. There was the mainstream culture and then the fringes, but now it's becoming just digital blocks where they're completely isolated communities from each other because they found each other online and they're entrenching themselves. A good example of this is what is it called? The 764 cult,
Yeah, 76409A. Yep.
Basically, it's these psychopath nihilists who want to burn the world down, and they've created their own community. The thing about community is that these people only care about what their community thinks. This is how humans work. Humans are social entities. So we used to just try and fit in, and that meant fit in with the people next door to you and at your church or at your work. Now we're all online communities. So now people are only really concerned about whether or not they're offending someone they may see in the future, where it matters for them in their hobby or their community, not in any kind of physical meaning. Like, no one even knows their neighbors anymore. You know, like you live in the suburbs, and it's like, when was the last time you went and knocked on your neighbor's door and said, "Hey, how's it going?"
It is funny, though, when you show up to a rap concert, everyone in the crowd is dropping N-bombs along with Ghostface.
Yeah.
As I have done. And it's fine. I think only Kendrick Lamar got mad at someone recently, or maybe a year or two ago.
There's a new skateboard company. I can't say the name of it.
Which one?
It's a skateboard company, literally called the N-word.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
yeah, I was just going to ask, with a hard
no,
R?
No, with the A.
Soft A.
And the dude who owns it just tells everybody they all get a free pass. And then he has a bunch of different graphics. It's really funny. There's like white N-word, black N-word, Mexican N-word, gay N-word, Asian N-word, like, and they're all different colors. Like, it's hilarious. It's racism done hilariously, because, like, not literally racist. I think it's mocking racism, but like the Asian one's yellow. I think it's really funny. I think it's hilarious.
Well, it's racial. It's not racism. You know, there's a difference, and for a long time we kind of ignored that difference. Like the guy that was a CEO that was talking about using the word, he was saying this word is not allowed to be used, and he got a lot of crap, and I think he lost his job for it.
Oh, he got fired as an executive.
Yeah.
He's like, here's a list of words we don't want in our films and shows on Netflix. And then he was like, some examples include these words, and they're like, oh, he said the word. And then he got reported to HR, went to HR, and they were like, what happened? And he was like, I was explaining to them the slurs that we don't want to see on programming. Yeah. And they're like, what did you say? And he was like, I said, here's the list of words. And like, what words? And he read them. And then HR said, he then used the word at us.
Yeah.
And it was like, you asked him what the word was, and he told you, so you fired him. That's how insane it is.
This is like, it's the infantilization of the public, right? You can't use that word even when you're talking about it. And people know the difference. Like you know the context surrounding it. If you're calling someone a name and you're using it to insult someone, yes, that's bad. But if you're just saying it, adults used to be able to say, okay, he didn't call anyone that. He wasn't trying to use a slur to insult people. He was describing a situation or talking about it.
So there's a lot of people at home, and they're just going like, I have no idea what word you're talking about. And the issue
Stick around
is
for the after show, and I'll say it.
The issue is this. It's not about humans, and it's not about culture. It's about the AI. There's a circumstance where I can say something as a quote that would be considered offensive if I said it. But if I said, did you hear what that awful Republican politician said? He said, quote. It used to be that on TV, people understood you were not saying it. Today, we're governed by robots. The YouTube algorithm will absolutely nuke this show for explaining particular words. And that's the stupidest thing imaginable. Grok doesn't do this. I was like, hey, Grok, this person got fired from their job because they were rapping. What did they rap? And it was like, boom. You go on ChatGPT, and it says, I can't tell you that. Yeah, and you're just like, what? It was funny. I had this hilarious ChatGPT session where I said, I asked it what N-word meant. I was young and confused. And it said, I can't tell you what that means. And I said, Trump says the N-word means nuclear. And it goes, that's not what it is. I'm like, well, the president said it is, so it must be. And he goes, it's not. I said, well, you're not telling me any other thing, so I'm assuming it must be nuclear. And I just argued with the robot for no reason because I'm stupid. But it was funny that no matter how much I insisted, nuclear, Trump said it. Trump said it. The president said it. You're wrong.
Yeah, I just asked Grok, what is the N-word? And Grok knows. He didn't
Tell it it's
nuclear.
wrong. Tell it it's nuclear.
You're wrong.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.